To say how you to experience. My third half of the delivery routes was real-time data. With the text experience in the cloud, imagine how AWS can transform your business. Because the only things I think that's complicated. But joy, most things
Okay.
You can't see me. How can you see me?
PSA for anybody listening, a bag of baobab does not quite fit into an old spaghetti jar. Oops.
Might fit into an old spaghetti jar.
Not mine.
I don't know how to do this. Start video. Participants. I don't know how to get my face down there. Maybe she'll tell me. Maybe she'll say, Cindy, we can't see your face.
Cindy, this is Susan. All you have to do is go to where your screen is, your display, your little box, and there's three. You should be able to actually down at the bottom. It'll show mute or unmute, and then there's a start and stop video. You should be able to start video from there.
Okay. I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to have to do this from. Okay. I'm going to have to. I don't know how to get out of this. I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave this. I'm going to leave video. I need to leave. Let me do this.
But I need to leave.
You must need to leave.
Rooms. Oh, in Lakewood? No, I didn't know. I wasn't thinking about that because I had just mentioned that to you. I need to leave. Minus.
Do we need our ovens preheated?
Okay. Need to leave.
You can. Once we get started, I'll have everybody heat their ovens. I gotta go grab my.
What? I don't want to.
You can have it close to you.
I don't want to.
Well, okay.
I'm okay with it where it is.
Look, that cookie sheet's out already.
Huh?
At least that cookie sheet's out already.
Okay, can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait about 10 minutes.
Susan, did you see my messenger message from Cindy?
Um,
I sent you the recipe if you want it.
oh, thank you. That helps a lot. Appreciate it. I had not seen it. I had not been on there. Sorry about that. I got it now. Thank you.
It's Tuesday. It's a busy day.
It's 40 out here.
Cindy, we're wearing the same apron.
Oh, where are you?
Don't drive speed
There
limit.
you are.
This lady's riding her treadmill while we're doing this.
Just remember, you're not on mute if you're chatting, which is
Right.
us, is fine, but just wanted everybody to make sure you realize that. I need something to lift this computer up.
Yelling at your
for
husband or
my-
your kids.
Some reason it's lower than the other night when we cooked. I don't remember what I sat it on. What do you think I did?
Another unplanned one. And so it's a carb, but you know,
Somebody's listening to Crystal on Marco Polo.
those for sure. Just
On
don't
me?
I can hear your voice. I think
What
it's
am I
you.
saying?
those terrible bad fats that we
That's not me.
Okay, sounded like you at first. All right, I just dropped my
Terrible
GoPro.
bad, yeah.
All right, it's all right. 75
Hey, are we
people.
just using a hand mixer?
I have this precariously sitting on top of my skillet, which is stacked on top of a Rubbermaid, which is stacked on top of a 9x13.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
Right?
What could go wrong?
Yeah,
Sounds like
not
Jenga.
a class if nothing goes wrong.
Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. My picture's not showing up either. I don't know if I'm on or not.
Click the little video camera at the bottom of your screen where you hit the mute and unmute button.
These things.
Oh, okay.
There you are.
I am not technologically inclined, so you guys are going to have to.
You shouldn't have to do anything but hit the mute button.
Now we gotta go see your brother though.
All right. It is 7:01. Yes, you will need, you can use a spoon or a hand. I don't like that angle. It's like showing my backside. You can use, I think I used a hand mixer. Where did I hung my printout? I just mixed them by hand. I just mixed them by hand.
Hey.
We're just gonna give a couple minutes for a few to join because there's a lot still joining fast and furiously. I look so weird in these glasses. I can't get used to myself. I cannot find my glasses anywhere. I have lost them.
You're on your face.
Well, these are not my normal glasses. They're like dark. I'm not used to this dark color.
Or you can use mine.
I don't think they'll help me much, Miss Karen.
Okay,
Appreciate
KJ,
you.
we need baking, gentle, sweet, swerve. What else offhand? Or
What else do you need besides swerve?
hold out.
Huh? I can't hear you.
Unmute. No. Baking blend, super sweet, gentle sweet, swerve. Will you go through the list when we start before you get going?
Yeah.
Pull out.
Well, I can. You'll need, I did send out a list. You'll need gentle sweet. You're gonna need egg whites, no parabene bread, vanilla, pumpkin, butter, chocolate chips, baking powder, cream cheese, and cinnamon.
Oh, there's cinnamon on there.
Pumpkin pie spice or cinnamon.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, cinnamon is in the vanilla, or I'm in the frosting, but it's optional. You can use pumpkin pie spice.
What can I use instead of the caramel extract? I thought I had some and I don't. I have maple and I have pecan.
There's not caramel extract in this one.
Yes,
Yeah, there is. In the frosting.
In the frosting.
It's not on my list.
So we don't need it?
I printed it out in the email.
What
Can
else?
we
is in the
use
frosting?
these kind of
You told me to leave the caramel out.
Okay, yeah, but I must have included it in the email.
I don't
Sorry.
need it.
You don't need it.
Fantastic.
You don't need it.
I already mixed it with my vanilla.
It's okay. It will be delicious. It'll be fine. I didn't, this is.
It's all right. We're
This
cooking with
isn't-
KJ.
This is an adapted frosting that I used my chocolate chip cookie dough frosting and replaced a couple of things, but apparently I left caramel on the list.
No,
when
I
called it
said
out.
you can have it. No, it's not.
All right.
KJ, can we use pumpkin spice flavored chips?
Yes, you can. They're
From
your
Lily's?
they're your whoopie pies, girl. You can do whatever you want.
Peanut butter would be delicious.
Yeah, I'm using chocolate cinnamon. If you
The
have
pumpkin
never
spice
seen
ones are good in
these,
it.
when they go on sale for Christmas, buy every bag on the shelf. I'm telling you right now, these are hands down the best. They do not taste like cinnamon. They taste like the creamiest milk chocolate you've ever had in your life. They're fabulous. They are my favorite. I bought them all. I bought 25 bags for 99 cents a piece at Walmart.
Nice.
All right. Hey, Gina. I see
Somebody
you.
has a problem.
I'm just curious. So my Gentle Sweet didn't come. Can I use Swerve?
Yes, you can. Yep.
Perfect.
Okay. My husband's texting me about supper. Hold on.
No, you don't get any.
Right.
Tell him Whoopie pie's not ready yet.
All right. Scotty Bunches, we are at 100. Are there people still trying to get in? Because I upgraded, so hopefully this should be fine. If anybody gets a message saying they can't get in, somebody holler to me. But it should be fine. So Scotty Bunches, go ahead and mute everyone, please. She muted me too. I always forget when she hits everyone, it also mutes me. If this is the first time you have joined a Cooking with KJ class, you are about to have some fun. We have a lot of fun in these classes. I got to take my cowboy boots off. They're making me too tall for the camera. All right, that's better. So tonight we're going to make pumpkin chocolate chip whoopie pies. If you've never had a whoopie pie, you're also in for a big treat. They are divine, and these cookies are the best. I've had a few people message me and say, but KJ, I don't have no carb easy bread and I can't find the ingredients to make the copycat. Then I'm going to suggest that you watch and order no carb easy bread and watch the recipe. There is not a good substitute for this besides either this or making a copycat version. Somebody I just saw an email a few seconds ago come across and say, I'm allergic to flax. What could I replace it with? I would say, I don't know. They're a little extra psyllium maybe, or I'll have to think about that one. So Hannah, do you mind muting? I think you just accidentally came off mute. It's okay. It's so easy to do. So no carb easy bread is what really makes these cookies have the texture that is very similar to traditional pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. These are a delicious, delicious cookie. So the way we typically do these classes is I walk you through every step. Don't worry if you get behind. If I'm going along and you feel like, KJ, you're going too fast, Susan, aka Scotty Bunches, will be putting notes in the chat. Every step that I take, she puts it in the chat. So if you find yourself lost, if you're like, how much baking powder did she say? Look in the chat. It will be there. If that is stressful, you know, I know technology and Zoom can be annoying, especially if you're on your phone and you're struggling and you can't get to it. Come off mute and just ask me. I am happy to repeat any instructions. We take our time in these classes. I don't fly through. I want everybody to be able to keep up. So just come off mute, ask your question, and then go back on mute. And if you get muted by us, don't take offense. It's just when there's a lot of people on a Zoom call, the background noise, to keep it down, we mute everyone. So as soon as you ask your question, we will remute you if you don't mute yourself. So, all right. So go ahead and preheat your ovens to 350 degrees. Let's get them preheated so we can slap together some delicious cookies. I am going to bake in my little Emerald Lagasse oven that I have never used for cookies. So everybody cross your fingers that this works appropriately. I think there's a preheat button. Oh, it's on bake. Well, I can't even figure it out. Temperature. How do I go down like this? What did I say? 300 and what? 350. Okay. I don't really want the fan. I guess I can't take it off the fan. It's preheating to 350 degrees. All right. Yes, absolutely, Ellie. There will be a replay sent out to your email. Try to do it the night of, but sometimes it's the next day because sometimes YouTube is really slow to upload things. All right, so the first thing we're going to add to our bowl is a 1/2 cup of egg whites. You can use carton egg whites, you can use whole egg whites, or you can use egg beaters. I typically use egg beaters, but I ran out this morning and all that Aldi had was plain old boring egg whites. So 1/2 cup of egg whites into your bowl. The next thing you are going to add to your bowl is 1/2 cup of gentle sweet. Now, I've had a lot of questions about substitutions. Super sweet does not do as well in these cookies as gentle sweet. Swerve confectioner works fine. For me, I always do a 1-to-1 gentle sweet to Swerve. You may want to add a little bit extra if you like things really, really sweet. But I have found a 1-to-1. Some people say that gentle sweet is stronger than Swerve, but I don't feel like it is myself. So I go with a 1/2 cup. You can always taste the batter right before we put it in the oven. And if you're like, PJ, it doesn't taste very sweet, you can add a little couple tablespoons of, or even a couple dunks of stevia, straight stevia if you have that.
Hey.
Yes, ma'am. Monk fruit. I can't hear you. I think you went back on mute, Janine.
It is erythritol monk fruit blend.
Yeah, I think it will be okay. Is it granular or powdered?
I did use my coffee grinder to make it more powdery.
I think it would be okay. I would go ahead and just put in the 1/2 cup and at the end, just give the batter a little taste. See if it tastes really sweet to you. If it tastes a little bland, add a couple more tablespoons. I think it'll be okay. I have never made these just for transparency's sake. I have never made these with monk fruit, but I think they'll be fine. I just found my husband's measuring tape that he was complaining earlier that he lost and that probably I had borrowed it and put it somewhere that he couldn't find it. And I was like, I didn't use that measuring tape. Well, look, I just found it in my drawer. Nobody tells Tilson anything. Bonnie, maybe if somebody can message Bonnie, maybe she needs to switch her device. All right, where's my can opener? My oven just shut off. All right, to this gentle sweet and egg whites, we are going to add 1/2 cup of pumpkin puree, or as the guy on Instagram calls it, pumpkin puree.
KJ, on your oven, make sure there's no timer that shuts off automatic. Mine, I have to have a timer up on mine to have it cook time longer. And that way, because if it's preheats and timer's long enough, it will shut off. So I might want to check that.
I don't know how to do that.
Mine has a timer right by it. You can set that, but it should have a longer time to start. But it might be, if it's a dial, it might have set at 0. So
I'll just keep preheating it over and over and over. All right. Where's my 1/2 cup measuring cup? Honest to Pete, I had everything ready and now I can't find anything. 1/2 cup. I'll just go with 1/4 and double it. 1/2 cup of pumpkin puree to our bowl. And you're gonna set the rest of that pumpkin puree aside, and then you're gonna make these cookies and you're gonna be like, whoa, I need to make a second batch of those. Those are so good. So just go ahead and set it to the side for after the class when you decide you're gonna make a second batch, because you're probably gonna want to. They're that good. All right. Half a cup.
Kelly,
Yes.
I don't see the setting on that oven on bake. Have you got it turned so that the bake light turns on?
It's on bake.
It is. I don't see the light. Okay.
Yep. All right. To this, you're going to add half a cup of butter, which half a cup is 1 stick, I believe. And it should be softened butter. I sent out instructions about an hour ago to take your butter out and let it soften with your cream cheese. But guess what KJ didn't do? She didn't take her butter out to soften. So no big deal. I'm just going to stick it in the microwave for about 20 seconds. I don't want to completely melt it. I just want to soften it so it mixes easily into my batter. But it doesn't surprise me. That's what I do. I don't follow my own advice like ever. So half a cup, that is a stick, right? I'm not used to this big brick.
Yes, 1 stick.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought, but the measurements aren't in my face, so I got super confused. Oops. Okay, well, I just melted the butter. You don't want to melt your butter. You just want it softened, but I just melted mine and I'm just not going to worry about it. We'll be fine. All right, half a cup of melted, softened butter. We're going to add half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. I know I sent out instructions, a list of ingredients for this, and included caramel by accident. So you do not, if you only have caramel instead of vanilla, don't worry about it. Use caramel. It'll still taste good. I'm going to use half a teaspoon of vanilla. In mine, maple extract would be good. Pecan extract would be good. Caramel would be good. Pumpkin, cream cheese, there's a million. Almond extract would be good. Just throw an extract in there and go with that. All right. To that, we're going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of mineral salt. Just a little bit of mineral salt. Oh, she's preheated. Now it's on a timer cooking. That's all right. Mary, Tony took Sebastian upstairs because he likes to get under my feet when I'm cooking. All right, so we have a 1/4 teaspoon of mineral salt in there. Now we're going to add 1 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. Listen, if all you have is cinnamon and you don't have pumpkin pie spice, just put cinnamon in there. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry one little bit. 1 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. All right. 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Well, my parchment is turning to flames in my oven. I don't think it's supposed to do that, is it?
Why is your parchment in your oven?
Well, now it's in my batter. I put it in there to preheat my oven. I don't know why. 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Did I already say that? 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Oops. Let's not set off the fire alarm tonight, shall we? All right. Here's where the fun begins. 1 cup. 1 cup of no carb easy bread, not the entire bag. If you put the entire bag, it's going to be drier than a popcorn fart. You just want 1 cup. And you can save the other cup that's in here for when you make the second batch because you're so in love with these.
Are you skipping the baking blend?
No, I'm not skipping it. I'm just reading the no
Okay.
carb easy bread first. I have a method to
Okay.
my madness. Actually, no, I just missed it.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Who's leading this class, Mary Malone? Oh, I'm just teasing. I'm glad you said that. All I can smell right now is melting things. So I'm a little distracted by the smoke. All right, 2 tablespoons of baking blend. If you don't have baking blend, you can use coconut flour. And I haven't tried it with almond flour, but I think it would work just fine if you don't have baking blend. I got ash. Look at the ash. Hold on. Things are on fire.
On this week's episode, flames in KJ's kitchen.
Okay, my kitchen is full of ash. What else? We put 2 tablespoons of baking blend. We put 1 cup of no carb easy bread and half a cup of chocolate chips. You can use cinnamon chocolate chips, pumpkin chocolate chips, white chocolate chips. Use whatever you want, but use a half a cup.
I still have THM chocolate chips.
Look at you. Fancy pants.
I do too, but I'm gonna use the pumpkin spice lilies ones.
Yeah,
they're
that'd
super
be
good
really
on the cookies.
too. You're just gonna mix up your batter. At that point, you don't need a hand mixer. You can use a hand mixer, but it's not necessary. These mix so easy. Just make sure you get your butter all mixed in. All right, I got ash floating through the room.
Do you have a vacuum attachment? You could suck that out of your oven.
I think I blew most of it out.
Will you have enough cookies for the men from the fire department?
Karen, you
Karen, that was awesome.
I love you, Karen.
Karen, that was so sexist. There could be female firefighters. Come on.
All right. Now we are going to scoop these onto a cookie sheet and we're going to bake them for 14 to 18 minutes while we stare awkwardly at each other. Oh my gosh.
So should we use parchment?
You can. You can go ahead and use parchment. I like to use parchment under my cookies and hopefully the next batch they won't catch on fire. Yes.
Can we spread them out?
No.
Can I use the mini muffin tin or the muffin top tin?
Yeah, I haven't tried it, but yes, you can. So I'm going to use a scoop this big. Okay. You don't have to have a scoop to do this. This is an 18. Okay. It's just an average size cupcake scoop. I use this and I scoop it out and put it on my tray just like this. Okay. And then I just barely flatten it. You don't need to flatten it too much, about that much, okay? So it's going to look like this. If you want to use 2 spoons and do it, you can do that. Couple of
I
tablespoons.
feel like mine's a lot wetter than yours.
It is a lot wetter.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Let it sit for 2 or 3 minutes and the psyllium husk should soak things up.
About how many should we get?
I believe, well, I'm gonna have to scoop mine out to tell you because it's been a little while since I've made these and honestly, I don't remember. So let's go ahead and get rid of the smoke and the ash and everything else. And why is my cookie sheet in the oven instead of waiting to go in? Don't ask. I don't know why I did that.
Rita, you have a question?
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start scooping until that pan's hot. I think I got 12 to 14 the last time I did this. So you don't need to like make them too big. You just one scoop size, or I think that's probably 2 to 3 tablespoons. They don't really spread out, so they can go sort of close and be okay.
So will those be half of a whoopie pie, or do you cut them in half and then fill them?
Nope, these will be half of a whoopie pie. So I like my whoopie pies fat and small. That's how I prefer my whoopie pies. If you want your whoopie pies big and round, you can flatten out your cookies a little more if you want. There's no perfectly right or wrong way to do this.
If my butter's not soft enough and it kind of clumped up in there, will it still work out fine?
It'll be fine.
So you're saying there's no whoopie pie police that are gonna come and check us out?
No, ma'am. Even if the fire department shows up, if they judge your whoopie pies, you can just tell them to go away and they're not gonna get any of your whoopie pies. They're your whoopie pies. You can do whatever you darn well please. Some people like them bigger and thinner cookies. I like mine big fat cookies. All right, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I have enough for about 4 more. So you get 12 out of this batch, which is just what I thought. Once you get your cookies onto your platter or your thingy-majigger, put them in your oven for 14. We'll start with 14 and then check them. I'm going to start a little bit less since I'm using this little oven. They tend to cook quicker. So I'm gonna go a little bit. I'm gonna check mine in like 10 minutes and just see how they're doing, because these ovens tend to cook things a little quicker. I burnt my finger.
I got 12 exactly, and I'm using the large Pampered Chef scoop.
Yep,
Just
that's what mine
FYI.
is. Yep, perfect. Yep, that sounds about right. I remember making these last year and being like, whoa, I should double this batch because 12 cookies isn't enough. They're that good.
I used a 2 tablespoon thing. That's all I had. And I got 16. So mine must be smaller. And mine were
They'll
wetter.
just be smaller. All we're doing is putting 2 cookies together with frosting in the middle.
Can't go wrong.
Pumpkin chocolate chip whoopie pies are usually fatter. Like a lot of times when you make chocolate whoopie pies, they are a little thinner, wider and bigger, but pumpkin ones tend to be more round, which is the way these will be. No, Shanna, they don't typically spread a whole lot. The temperature is 350 degrees, Tammy.
Okay, KJ, now that you mentioned chocolate ones, how can we convert this pumpkin recipe into a chocolate so we can have chocolate peanut butter whoopie pies?
Yes.
Because my husband loves those.
It's actually on my list of recipes for my cookbook.
Awesome.
So
how long?
Till next year.
Like January of next year or a year
like
from now?
Summer.
That's too long to wait, KJ.
I have a lot of work to do.
How long are we baking these?
14 to 18 minutes. I'm checking mine in about 10 because I'm using a tiny oven and sometimes it cooks quicker. While those cook, I'm going to go ahead and wash up my dishes. If you don't have your 12 ounces of cream cheese, well, 12 ounces of whipped cream cheese or 8 ounces of regular cream cheese. I'm going to use a combination of whipped and regular because there was one container of whipped left on the shelf. If you haven't taken it out to soften, now is a good time to do that. Hopefully yours is already softened anyway, but we can always nuke it for a few seconds anyway. Let that get soft, and also your 1 cup of butter. While that cooks is a good time to clean up your workstation, wash your dishes so that we can make frosting. And for the frosting, you will want either a hand mixer or a stand mixer or a really muscular bicep with a whisk, one or the other. Oh my God, my snake's over here. Our goal really here, I'm kind of taking my time because our goal with these cookies is when they're cooked, we really do want them to cool as much as possible, as completely as possible. So if we have our frosting all made and ready to go in, you know, our cookies won't get a chance to cool. One thing I really like to do with this frosting when I make whoopie pies is to refrigerate it for 30 minutes. So I will probably get my cookies out of the oven and let them start cooling. We'll make our frosting and put it in the fridge. I will demonstrate what a whoopie pie looks like and how much frosting you should include in the middle, but it would be wise to put your frosting in the fridge for 30 minutes or so to firm up, because it's so much easier. This frosting tends to be soft when it's not cold. So it would be a good idea to let it sit in the fridge for a few minutes before you stick it in your whoopie pies. But it is good. And by the way, if you watched my breakfast live this morning, I made a cheeseburger soup. You guys, it was fantastic. And I made a batch for my family using potatoes, and I used regular milk instead of almond milk and cream in theirs. And let me just tell you, those people, I shouldn't say those people, I haven't heard from Tony yet, but Marin, who said, "Oh, Mom, I'm not much of a soup person, you know that," ate 2 whole bowls, absolutely devoured it. She thought it was the best thing. And that's because she didn't see me put cream cheese in it, because she would have died if she knew there was cream cheese. Lori says, for those who don't want to make their own filling, Birch Bender's frosting available at Walmart works really well. I've never tried that. And it's perfectly on plan, Lori. I've never seen. Oh, it's a personal choice. Hey, I'm all about personal choice here and there.
I think birch is xylitol. So if you have dogs, beware.
Yes. I started taking an allergy medicine called Xlear, and it's a nasal spray that's pure xylitol. It's just xylitol. That's it. I'd be snorting
I
xylitol.
take that too.
I couldn't believe it. And when I snorted it, I
amazing.
was like, that's really sweet. I could taste
Yep.
the sweetness, and it worked so well. And then I looked at the package. It is literally just xylitol.
You're snorting xylitol. It's amazing.
I can't, and it works so much better than Flonase. So much better. Who knew? Oh,
I'm still nursing, so I can't take a lot of those nose sprays. So I had to find something to replace this nose sprays. And as I found xylitol, that clear, X, whatever it is. And I'm like, it's much better than the other ones. But yeah, nursing makes you have to figure out different things today.
Yeah, it works better and it's safer and it's cheap. I think we paid $10 for the pump versus Flonase being 20 something.
Oh yeah.
Flonase can mess with your vocal cords too. It can
Yes.
change like the way that you sing.
Yep, I've heard that. It can cause lots
Where
of
do we
issues.
find this product?
I got it right at Rite Aid.
I think I bought mine from Amazon.
Yeah, Xlear. So it's pronounced like Xlear.
I think it's pronounced clear.
Clear.
I think it's how it's pronounced, but it's the X is just I don't know. I call it X clear because I don't
it's
know what I'm
weird.
saying. I had it. Where is it? I just used it just a minute ago.
Marin is taking it too, and she thinks it burns a little for her compared to Flonase. But now that I've got
I'm good with it.
Yeah, because it works seriously well. All right. Well, if you'd like, we can start whipping together our frosting so we can get it in the refrigerator. And that much sooner you'll have your whoopie pies. So to our bowl, we are going to add 12 ounces of whipped cream cheese. Now, I call for whipped cream cheese because what did I do with my right here? I called for whipped cream cheese because I really love the consistency. It gives the frosting and it lightens things up a little. However, you can use regular softened cream cheese, or you can use, so it calls for 12 ounces. This is 8. So it would be 1.5 of these tubs. If you're going to use regular, you just need to use 1 brick of cream cheese. Now, I could only get 1 tub of whipped, so I'm going to do like the tub of whipped and about 1/3 of a brick, and it'll be fine mixed together like that. If I put a little too much or a little too little, it will be perfectly fine. All right, to your cream cheese, you're going to add 1 cup unsalted, preferably butter, softened butter. So mine is soft now. I don't have to melt it now. So that is 2 sticks of softened butter. This makes a big batch. So we took my chocolate chip cookie dough frosting that I make for Trimtastic cakes and translated it to this. So honestly, you may have a little extra frosting left over at the beginning of this to either do with another batch of cookies, but this stores super well in the fridge. So you can use this for muffin in a mug if you have extra, or maybe you're a girl who likes a whole lot of frosting in your whoopie pie and you don't have any left over, and that's okay too. All right, so 1 cup of unsalted butter. If you have salted and that's all you have, then put it in there anyway. Don't worry one little bit about it. To that, we're going to add 1 cup of gentle sweet. If you have Swerve, you can use Swerve. When you make a frosting like this, and everybody's tastes are so different, if you go to make it and you're like, oh, KJ, that's way too sweet, I don't like it, add more cream cheese. If you taste it and you're like, KJ, it's not sweet enough, add more sweetener. Okay, I'm gonna let mine go another timer. I want to let it go. I did 10 minutes, so I'm going to do another 4. So I get the whole 14 minutes, I guess. All right. So 1 cup of gentle sweet. To that, we're going to add a 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. I keep mine in the fridge while I make this because cold whipping cream does better. Just want a 1/4 cup. When you see a 1/4 cup, you realize a 1/4 cup is not really a whole lot of cream. And half of us are putting that much in our coffee, thinking we're just putting a splash. It's best if it's powder, Carrie, because granulated tends to make for a gritty frosting. So powdered is better. If all you have is like super sweet, you can powder it in a coffee maker. All right, this next ingredient is completely optional for you. I opt to add it to mine, but you do not have to. A 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. If you want your frosting just plain cream cheese, leave the cinnamon right out. With the pumpkin whoopie pies, I like the little bit of cinnamon in my buttercream. I just think it's really good that way. But you don't have to do it. You could even use pumpkin pie spice if you wanted, but you, again, optional. Also, we're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. Here's another option. If you would prefer to try it with caramel extract in your frosting, do it. If you want to do it with maple frosting in this recipe would be absolutely delicious. So, you know, whatever you think you might like for a flavor, just do it. Just do it. Wing it, girl. And then just a pinch of salt. And then we're just going to take our hand mixer and we're going to whip it, all the ingredients until light and fluffy, and then put it in the fridge. If your whoopie pies are done and ready to come out of the oven, they'll be like kind of dry feeling on the outside. They won't be super spongy, like you were not going to put your finger right through them. They're going to have a little bit of density to them, a little bit of firmness. Then you're going to want to take them out and let them cool somewhere. If you have a grate to sit them on to cool, even better. I have this thing for my air fryer right here that I'm going to set upside down on my workstation, and I'm going to set my cookies on that to cool. All right, let me get my hand mixer. We're going to whip this up.
Hey, Carrie, you had a question?
I think you're on mute, Carrie.
Okay, I have some natural erythritol that's all powdered. Can I use that?
As long as it's powdered, yes, it'll be fine. Yep, if it's completely granulated, it's not going to dissolve also, it'll be kind of crunchy. But if it's powdered, yeah, all good.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm trying to
Hey,
unmute
so KJ,
me.
I made the pumpkin, like Rashida's pumpkin muffins earlier for like I don't know, church carrying thing. And so we have extra frosting, so we're just adding a sploosh of this and that and making it.
Sounds smart to me. Works perfectly. Look at these gorgeous cookies. Look at those things. I'm telling you what, these cookies are good. Y'all got to get out on the Trim Healthy Mama page and spread the word about this recipe, because I'm telling you, People haven't made this one, they are missing out. It is, I'm telling you, I'm not saying that because it's my recipe, because I don't even know how I figured this one out. But I'm telling you, this is the best cookie recipe I've had on Trim Healthy. Hands down.
They were on the menu last week. So
They
I made-
were?
Yeah. I made them for the first time and out of the refrigerator after they cooled. They're perfect.
Aren't they?
So good.
Yes. They taste like a real pumpkin chocolate chip cookie, which are my all-time favorite cookie for this time of year, for any time of year, to be honest. I'm just gonna grab some more dough here and throw the rest of my cookies in the oven. Because my oven doesn't hold that many. My mixer is not powerful enough to go through my butter. It's not good.
Hey, KJ,
Yeah,
are the cookies, I don't know if you've seen or not, are they supposed to be like soft, like a little bit soft and bouncing back? Or no?
Yeah.
When they come out of the oven?
yeah. So can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. They've kind of got a little softness to them. I'm gonna open one up so you can see. See inside?
Okay.
They're not super wet, but they're not dry and crumbly.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Kind of spongy almost.
Yeah. Yeah, the psyllium husk kind of gives them a sponginess until they cool off. Once they cool, that sponginess, I think, goes away.
Should they be able to pick up off the parchment like a cookie, or should it be still kind of soft at the front as I sit?
Say that again, Hannah.
Hold on.
Oh my gosh, they're so good.
Sorry, I thought Bluetooth was on. Should they be able to pick up like a cookie, or should they still be kind of soft and hard to pick up? Okay, I need to let them go a little longer then. Okay.
Yep, they should pick up. They stay pretty sturdy, especially when they cool. These are a sturdy cookie. All right. my gosh, my electronic device just fell in a sink full of water. That's smart, man. I'm a hot mess tonight. Don't even say it. I know one of you is thinking tonight. Always a hot mess. You just stir it until it's light and fluffy, Carrie. So I've got a nice
That's
light.
why we love you.
I get a nice light and fluffy frosting. Tastes like heaven in a bowl. Yeah. Should be nice and smooth. My butter wasn't quite soft enough, so my butter is a little chunky in there. I'm gonna let mine sit for just a minute to kind of warm up, and then I'm gonna whip it for another few seconds. Yeah, these cookies, I mean, can you see the inside texture of this cookie? It's legitimate. Like,
I had to put mine in a little longer, I think.
yeah,
They're too squishy
everybody's,
when you pick them up.
yeah, everybody's ovens are different too. My oven at home took closer to 19 minutes to bake these. Here, 14 minutes, they're perfect. So,
They should just brown just a little bit around the edges.
Yep.
And then they seem to be down in the middle.
yep, just like this one. This one's just, I don't know how well you can see because the lighting is not so great, but it's just brown on the very edges. The bottoms are just lightly browned. They look, they should feel, if you've ever made pumpkin chocolate chip cookies before, they should feel very similar to a traditional cookie. Here's my debit card. I was looking for that debit card. It's in my pants pocket. I hope I didn't just kill my mixer, dropping it in a sink full of water.
This frosting is heavenly.
Yes, it is.
Although I didn't realize I was gonna have to play refrigerated Jenga tonight.
Water pouring out of the bottom of my mixer. It's not so good. That's not great for an electronic.
So have you frozen these before?
Yes, I have, and they did freeze well. I haven't frozen whoopie pies, but I've frozen the cookies.
Okay.
And I really think if you put these in the freezer as whoopie pies and ate them as ice cream sandwiches, the world would be a better place.
I just have to say the cinnamon in the icing made it.
It does. I love cinnamon in my cream cheese icing when it comes to this kind of recipe. When I used to make off-plan ones, I always put cinnamon in my buttercream when it came to either apple flavored whoopie pies or these. All right, let me rinse off my scoop. I will assemble one for you. But like I said, I would highly recommend that you wait until your cookies are completely cool. Carrie, we did half a teaspoon, just a little bit, or you could use pumpkin spice if you like that. I would highly recommend your whoopie pies are completely cool and your frosting has had a chance to sit in the fridge for 30 minutes. This is how I do mine. The same scoop that I used for my whoopie pot, I use for my frosting. And it looks like this divine thing right here. Okay, I saw that face, Crystal Austin. That's right. That is a beautiful whoopie pie. Okay, I take it all back. You might want to try one warm because that is insane. That is so good, you guys. That is so, listen, I'm not a food addict or anything. That is so good.
I haven't had dinner yet. You're making me want to just skip it and have a whoopie pie instead.
Skip it, baby. Skip it.
That's dinner. Just add some protein on the side.
That's what I'm doing, Gina.
The disadvantage to living in Washington.
Uh-huh.
No, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm from Washington.
I know, but how are we going to have it warm?
Eat it right now.
I'm
Uh-huh.
making mine right now.
It is really good warm.
I haven't had dinner either.
So if yes, you can, Norma, your frosting I would go with half the amount of half and half, Norma, because whipping cream whips up and bulks this up, and half won't do that. So I would go with just a little bit less and then add more as you need it to soften your mix. So just go a little bit less because it's not going to whip the same, but it will still be fabulous. It will work. It just might be, you might want to go with just a little bit less. Okay. So if you're going to eat a whoopie pie now while it's warm, I would recommend that you go ahead and do that. However, if you are, you're not going to eat all of these whoopie pies right now, right? Everybody go, right, KJ, I'm not going to eat the whole batch of whoopie pies right now. Everybody be like, 3 days of group coaching and I gained 16 pounds and I don't know why. It's because you ate all the whoopie pies in one day. Don't do that, okay? One whoopie pie. So make your warm, yummy whoopie pie and enjoy it. But make sure the rest is cool, because you can see how my frosting is starting to come out of my whoopie pie. It's because my whoopie pie is melting my frosting. So you want to let everything else cool. Stick your frosting in the fridge, let it firm up a little bit. It'll be even better. If you don't have room in your fridge, make room like that. And enjoy.
And that one tried to get away from you.
Has anybody had a bite yet?
Sarah looked like she was enjoying it.
It was really good.
I did half. I broke just one cookie in half and did a half of one now so I can do the other half cold. It is phenomenal warm.
It is very, very good warm. Mm-hmm.
I'm a volume eater. I'm thinking about dumping frosting on both sides and having two just halves instead of putting it together.
No, girl, it has to be like this, or it's just frosted cookies. So good. All right.
And that's how.
All right. So I would love if you would take a picture of your whoopie pies, or take a selfie with you with your whoopie pie. Please post it either in, post it in Joyful Life with KJ unofficial coaching connection, or right in the free fall group coaching event page. You can post it in there. If you post it on the main Trim Healthy Mama page, feel free to post it with the recipe. When I send the recipe out, just don't give credit to the class. Don't say it was from a free class. Just post it and say you made this recipe. Just don't advertise the free classes on the main page. We're not allowed to do that. All right. I hope you had fun. We're all done. That's it.
I wanted to tell you something real quick.
Yes, ma'am.
So I had to pump up my tire and I had to get a shower. So I didn't get to make them, but I have been listening the whole time and watching when I could. But we get whoopie pies every time we go to the Mennonite community, and I'm always sick after I eat them. And I'm so excited to make these and then be able to eat a whoopie pie and not be sick. So I'm so excited about that. I figured if you could go out in your wrap to watch your dog with your pack on your neck, I could say hello with my towel around my head. So
listen, do you know how many times I've been on Marco Polo? Well, I think I told this story last night in Zoom, where I like to listen. I like to catch up on Marco Polo while I'm in the shower. And I have my camera up on the shelf and I'm watching along. And then all of a sudden I get to the end of my Marco Polo messages and I see that there's this random woman naked on Marco Polo. And I always panic and think, who went? I do it every time. Who went on Marco Polo naked? And I'm looking at them, trying to figure out by, their nakedness. Who is that? And it's me on the camera. It's multiple times.
I did tilt it up.
Just, looking at the camera going, who is that?
That's fun.
Yep. It's fun. Hey, Rita.
Mine don't seem to be done. They're still like real heavy and doughy.
They are, so see as they cooled, how they firmed up, like they don't fall apart in my hand anymore. Now that they've cooled some. How long did you cook them?
Oh gosh. At least 18 to 19 minutes.
Are you able to pick one up and have it hold together?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Then just let it cool because they're soft to the touch. But as they cool down, that psyllium husk firms up and they get, I mean, this is sturdy. It's not falling apart in my hand.
Okay.
They're pretty sturdy.
I'll take them out and let it cool on the rack then.
The psyllium husk expands in the no carb easy bread as it cools. And that makes a difference. Well, my other batch are done.
You won't be able to pick them up while they're still warm, Rita. They do need to cool before you can handle them.
Okay, here's one that I just took out of my oven. That's 14 minutes. I can't pick it up while it's hot. It's still very soft, but it's sturdy enough that I can pick it up easily with a spatula. Like it's not smearing across the plastic. It's coming off the paper really easily and holding together really easily. But if I tried to pick it up with my hand, it would mush.
That's where I put mine in the muffin top tin, and it's going to have to cool for a minute.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. Just let it sit there and cool for 5 minutes or so before you take them out. They'll be fine. How do you turn that thing off? I think maybe it turns itself off. Is that hot up there? No.
How does it taste, Janine?
Amazing.
Those are so good.
I can't wait to see everybody's pictures.
I just took one, cut it in half, and then just did half for now.
Yeah.
But warm was really good too.
So great. Awesome. All right, my
Man,
friends.
I envy those people that can do a half. That's not happening over here.
Thank you,
I just ate dinner though.
Always fun to do it together.
Good. I'm glad you had fun. If you are a member of Holy Healthy Holidays, which we started October 1st, but we will be starting a new month on November 1st, and I will be opening group coaching for November and December for a 2-month special at a special price for 2 months. And that's registration for that. It's on my website now, but tomorrow, if you were part of the free fall coaching event, you're going to get a special promo code tomorrow. When you join one of my groups, you get all of these cooking classes for free. Our next one, we just did a pumpkin cheesecake last week. This coming Friday, we are making Butterfingers and Snickers on Friday. Yeah. After that, we have Scotty, do you remember what we're having? I don't remember.
Appetizers?
We're doing appetizers. Read off what they are if you remember.
Oh, dang. Now you're putting me on the spot.
That's all right. I have it right here. Hold on. Let me pull it up and I can tell everybody what it is. Right here.
Thankful for trimmings. The spicy Gouda Brussels and pecan pie blondies.
Yeah.
Appetizers with caramelized onion dip and sun-dried tomato, spinach, artichoke pull-apart rolls. Merry Christmas cookie with caramel cashew bars and white chocolate thumbprint cookies. And it's beginning to look a lot like breakfast with the caprese frittata and peppermint hot chocolate.
Yeah. So we're going to have a look at that. Crystal looks beautiful. We're going to have a lot of fun this holiday because, you know, the holidays are hard enough to get through when everybody around you is enjoying the treats and you go to the Mennonite community and everybody gets a whoopie pie and you're like, this isn't fair. I want a whoopie pie too. Well, there's no reason to go off plan when you have these amazing treats available to you. So by Not My Daughter, I don't know who that is, but her title says Not My Daughter. All right, my friends.
Jennifer Valentine.
It's Nate.
Jennifer's son.
Nate.
I didn't make the whippy pie. I was watching it because I'm not a pumpkin person, but I'm definitely going to try them because they look good.
Yeah, you know, that pumpkin cheesecake I made, I had 2 pieces of it and I was good. That was all I could handle. It's too pumpkin-y. I like pumpkin in small amounts. I don't love tons and tons of pumpkin. The pumpkin flavor in these is really light. It's different than like dense cheesecake pumpkin.
Okay.
These are, even my mom really likes these and she's not a super pumpkin fan.
Okay, I'm going to try them.
All right. All right.
They
my
are
friend,
amazing.
I love you so much. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget to post your pictures so I can steal them and show them off to everyone, the wonderful creations you made. I love you so much. I hope you have an awesome rest of your night. I'll see you tomorrow in the group.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
KJ, do I need to hand it over to you as host?
Yes.
Or do I
please.
just end it?
Yeah, send it over to me so I can, there's a couple buttons I can hit at the end.
Got it. You're done.
Thank you.